Hi, my name is Gina and I will be your guide today to whitewater rafting in the region. I've lived in Grande Cache for about 30 years, but I did leave for about a decade, and then in 1998 came back and started Wild Blue Yonder as a rafting company. Grande Cache is a really special place. It's in the Rocky Mountains, it's very scenic, but it's very quiet. So really that's the magic of Grande Cache, is that you can come here, you can do all those things that you normally expect to be able to do in a mountain destination, but there is really no crowds, and it's just a real sense of peacefulness that permeates everything that you do. Grande Cache does have a fairly moderate temperature range for Alberta. So we do get Chinooks in the wintertime, but it can plunge down to -30. And then in the summertime, because of our elevation, we're actually the third highest community in Canada at 4,200 feet. So our elevation does certainly give us cooler summers than normal, but we can still get highs of up to 30 degrees. Some of the special animals you may see wolves, coyotes are pretty frequent, mountain goats on a very rare occasion on the edge of the river, and moose. One of my favorite stories is that I came around the corner on the river one day with a group of guests, and there was a mother moose and her baby standing in the water, and I was like, wow, this is amazing, and we kind of drifted closer, and then she growled at me. So I backed away really fast. That was kind of alarming, but yeah, so wildlife sightings aren't frequent, but certainly we do see them out there. So certainly for rivers, although we run 4 rivers in the area, my favorite river is the Sulphur River in the canyon. It's just so pristine and so beautiful and so isolated. So it just really feels like you've gone back in time, and it's really magical down there. So that's my favorite river by far. So when people book with us, we basically advise them to come with their swimsuit on underneath their clothes, warm set of clothes for afterwards, a towel, and if you have them, a pair of shoes to wear on the river. We do provide everything else. We definitely have people sometimes come rafting with us and they've done a fair amount of rafting and they are looking for something that's more extreme. So that's kind of where we recommend our Sheep Creek run. It is a very extreme class 4+ run, and so people have to have rafted before to do that. There's also our expedition trip, and so that's a 2.5 day trip. It's out in the wilderness, everything comes on the raft, you camp along the shoreline. So it really is a backcountry experience, and so that's something that would be great for someone at a more advanced level. For families, our Canyon Whitewater Run is ideal. It's ages 8 and up, but it's really best suited probably to 10 to 14, 16-year-olds. So one of the kind of amazing things about Grande Cache is that it's really very accessible. There's very little rules and regulations. Northern Albertans love it because they can bring down their quads and they can bring their trailers and their dogs, and they can just kind of pick a random spot and hang out. So certainly our guests, they want the hot sunny days. That's when everybody wants to go rafting, and they ask us, well, what if it rains? And that's when we remind them that the point of whitewater rafting is to get wet. So you're dressed for it, you're set up for it, you're going to be warm and comfortable out there. So in some ways that's a great activity to do on a rainy day. I think people should come to Grande Cache because not only is it a quiet mountain destination, but there is an authenticity here that you're simply not going to find in busier mountain destinations. This is people's homes. The operators that you're going to meet, it's often, I'm an owner. You're going to be talking to the people who've put their lives into their businesses. And so there's just a genuineness and a connection that you can form in a small location like this that you're not going to get in those busier centers. It's affordable, it's beautiful, and like I said, it's just really quiet and peaceful.